Hello and welcome to the first live stream. So first of all, I'll answer the questions that I have already received via the comment section. So the first question is from Tridev Sharkar. Can I put 1 lakh in liquid whis via Zerodha for 6 months? Will it be safe? Yes, it's 100% safe to put money in liquid whis because the price always remains same. You can buy it at 1000 and sell it at 1000 as well. And at the same time, you can receive extra income through the extra dividend unit. So first, I'm answering the questions that are already in the comment section. Then I'll come into the live questions. The second question from Murugesh K. So he's asking, I'm analyzing Gujarat Themis Basin for the last 1 year. So he pointed out multiple tailwinds like government support to API manufacturing, then PLI scheme, then India aims to eliminate tuberculosis by 2025. So he's asking, like, shall we consider this as a tailwind for the upcoming growth story of the company? See, I don't think the PLI scheme can be a great tailwind, but yes, because the company is very small, until now there is no news or information that the company will apply in the PLI scheme. The only tailwind, whatever you have pointed out, is as on today is like the upgradation and the program. So, and we can only know about the upgradation program only after once the June quarter result will release. Till now, I don't think these are the tailwind, but yes, after June quarter result, then we can know about the upgradation and all. Then Ramesh Shah asked, like, sir, please let me know the difference between Nifty Index Mutual Fund and Nifty ETF. Why you recommend investing in Nifty ETF, not in the Nifty Index Fund? See, in Nifty ETF, so while you purchase a ETF, it's like same like while you're purchasing a share. But in index fund, you need to buy a mutual fund unit. You need to directly apply via the mutual fund. So what happens in your existing trading account itself? From where you can buy and sell shares from the same account itself, you can also buy sell Nifty ETF. So that's the primary difference. Whereas in index fund, you need to buy as you purchase your other mutual fund units. So this is the difference between the process. In Nifty 50 ETF, you can use the same trading and Demat account to buy and sell this units. So this is why that's convenient. Now I can also see multiple questions in the comment section. I'll come after that, but just a request, don't frame your query and put in a single place, and also don't ask any direct stock related buy or sell, because say for example today I say, okay, this stock is good, but if after 2 weeks if something happens, then nobody will be there to notify you that the fundamentals changed. Or today I might say that, okay, this stock is not good, but after a few months when the things will improve, as the stock market, always is dynamic. So if something changes, then there will be no one to share the same. So it would be better if you can ask the generic questions or the business related questions in the comment section. Now the next question that I have already received earlier, so that is from Dheeraj Bora. So he mentioned, like, in your book, How to Avoid Loss and Earn Consistent in the Stock Market, you have mentioned various brokerage house present forward PE. So he's asking, can you tell me the difference between trailing PE and forward PE? I could not find forward PE on my broker's site. See, forward PE is something, it's like based on the prediction. So different brokerage, you might predict different forward PE, I will predict different forward PE. So forward PE is not any particular number. Trailing PE is a particular number, because trailing PE based on the last 4 quarters earning. But forward PE, it's totally based on the estimation. It's totally based on the guesswork. So that will be different based on different brokerage report. You can predict something else. I can predict something else. Any broker can predict something else. So forward PE is not a something that you will get a particular number from any website. Rather, it's totally based on the guesswork or estimated work, or based on the future prediction. The next question, Raja Shah asked, sir, what is the business strength of GVKPIL? Although debt is high, is there any strength on the growth of its sales profit, or can the company overcome itself from the high debt in future? Personally, I'll suggest avoid any stock which has high debt, because in the past multiple times we had noticed that while the market crash or during the downfall, the high debt companies are those who corrected the most, or high debt companies crashed a lot during the market correction. So I'll personally suggest avoid. There are a lot of companies with zero debt or very minimal debt. So I'll personally suggest avoid companies having high debt on the books, no matter how big is the profit or how the sales is growing or whatever else. If there is a high debt, it's better to avoid to protect your capital, because whenever the market will correct, high debt companies are the companies that will correct the most. Now, a person called RTM, he asked multiple queries like how to analyze bank through PB ratio, how to analyze management quality, how to judge cyclical companies by PEG ratio, how increase in dividend yield increase ROE. See, there is no relation between dividend yield and ROE. So these are two separate things. There is no relation. Then how to judge cyclical companies by PEG ratio. Again, there is no relation between cyclical companies and PEG ratio. And other queries what you have asked, so these are the very, I mean, the broad things. So to describe this, a lot of maybe multiple videos will require. So I'll suggest you can check out the course. My course is also available. The link of my course is available in the description box. There you can understand how you can judge a cyclical company, or what are the factors behind increasing ROE. Now, Apurva, they asked, what are the economic modes in financial industry? There are multiple. Again, that's a very long answer, but to make it short. So in financial industries, the first and most important mode is low NPA, non-performing asset. So lesser the NPA of any bank or any financial institution, better is the company, higher is the mode. And second mode is CASA ratio, the low cost current and savings account deposit. So these are the two factors. First is NPA and second is CASA, current and savings deposit. These are the two things that you can check. The most important thing to realize moat on any banking or financial companies. Harshal ji asked, small caps don't disclose much information. How to get more information about small caps? See, the only question is read and read. You need to read not only the company report but also the peers report. You need to check all the entire Google search, whatever the videos you have. So there is no straightforward answer like how to get more information about small cap. The only thing is you need to not only read about the company but also about the competitors, about the products and all. Option gainer asked, which sectors we can look for the next 5 to 6 years? For the next 5 to 6 years, look for the sectors those are not cyclical in nature. Cyclical means a sector will move in uptrend and then downtrend. For example, sector like steel, card, two-wheeler, four-wheeler, these are cyclical. So once it will go up and then it will come down. So if you are looking for 5 to 6 years investment, it is better to stay within the non-cyclical companies like FMCG, pharma, chemicals, not only the every chemicals but the specialty chemicals, because basic chemicals are like cyclical business again. So the business, those are not cyclical. These are the business that you need to consider while you are looking for long 5-6 years investment. Then Anusri Aswal asked, dear sir, how to find intrinsic value of a company, also target of a stock if I invested in a stock? Can you suggest few sector and stocks going to boom in the coming 5-10 years? Like you mentioned, Sun, Real, PI, Alkyl Amines 5 years back. See, you are simply asking for the stock recommendation. So obviously in the live, how can I share stock recommendation? Because as I'm telling, if I today tell you buy this, and after 1 week or 2 weeks, if something changes, there will be no one to guide you, right? So for the stock suggestion, my preferred stock, either you can opt for my YouTube membership, that's 99 rupees per month. The link is again given below in the description box, or you can opt for my follow my portfolio from my website prasenjitpaul.com. So again, the link is also given below in the description box. So, and he also mentions like kindly suggest few books to in the simple language. I have also shared an YouTube video to recommend for multiple books for beginners. And finally, your first question, how to find intrinsic value of a company. See, there is nothing, there is no foolproof formula which can find an intrinsic value. You can find there a DCF method and all through which multiple analysts calculate the intrinsic value. But what I noticed in my practical things, these are not much practical uses. Like for all high growth stocks, be it like as you're saying the example that once upon a time I had suggested, like PI Industries, Alkyl. So if you consider calculate intrinsic value of these stocks, you will find a much lower than the current market price. So based on that, one should never invest in stocks like PI, high growth companies, PI Industries, Alkyl Amines, Dixon kind of things, but which is of no use because stocks like PI Industries have still great upside potential left over the long run. So again, you can find these links in my description box. Then the next question, person asked, hi sir, what's your view on chemical sector growth for the next 10 years? Obviously, specialty chemical, few selected specialty chemical outlook is great. Then Pratik asked, hi sir, are you still bullish on Chemcrax Enterprise? Also, what's your view on IOL, CP, Deepak Nitrate? We just want your opinion on the business. Okay, so yes, I am still holding Chemcrax. And again, if you want to know my view on my holding stocks, those are small cap multi-bagger potential. Again, there is an YouTube membership. You can click on the YouTube membership so that you can every month I share my views on my holding small cap multi-bagger potential stocks. And if I add any new stock on any particular month, like in February, I have added a stock which is still around my purchase level, so that you can consider the YouTube membership option. Then Rajnesh Tiwari asked, I want to know how technical analysis works. Can we predict when to sell a stock using technical analysis? To some extent, you can predict when to buy or when to sell a stock using technical analysis. I have also another video with mentioning the difference between fundamental and technical, how to check the fundamental, how and why stock price moves down based on fundamental or technical. You can check that video. If you didn't find, you can again comment. I'll share you the link. Then another person, Ameya Vic, sorry, I'm not properly spelling it, pronounce it. Well, so he asks, sir, how is profit calculated for construction company which takes time for construction? So profit is calculated after the project completed or not? No, profit is not calculated after the project completion. Whenever a person books a property, the particular company records revenue on based on that, although the exact money will come later. So they calculate or they record sales based on the booking amount. When a person books, the sales is recorded. Kushal Bhaskar asked, thank you Prasenjit for your need. This is the question, what should I seriously learn or what knowledge should I acquire to be a successful intraday and swing trader, and to rightly determine which stocks to buy, what should be entry and exit price in case of investing in stocks? Thanks in advance, Shubhanova version advance. Well, what are the skills required to become a successful intraday trader? To be very frank, I'll suggest out of, I know, because you can also check, out of 1000 persons those are in intraday trading, very few, even maybe less than 1% are actually successfully making money from intraday trading. So if you are new into the stock market, don't try to involve too much in intraday trading, because that more than profit, that can cause loss. So try to learn the fundamental analysis or the investment. You can buy today, sell after 4-6 months, or even 1 year, 2 year. Try to learn fundamental analysis first, then little bit of technical analysis. But if you are a beginner, I'll suggest to avoid intraday trading, because for beginners it is one of the sure shot way to lose the money. Okay, so now I'll come to the multiple queries there in the live chat section. So I'm taking some question now from the live chat. Sir, make a video how to book profit, Sudipto Das asked. See, I have already, there is an already a video which answers like when to buy and when to sell a stock. So you'll get the link in my channel itself. If not, then I'll share the link. Are you writing any book now? Yes, I'm writing a book right now, the existing book, How to Avoid Loss and Earn Consistently. Hindi version, Marathi version, and Bengali version will be published in 2021 itself. And I'm also working on another book. Maybe by the end of 2021, you will get that. Then there are questions. What is your long-term view on CDSL, Havels, and Whirlpool India? Again, see, long-term view as on today, CDSL, Havels, and Whirlpool all are good. But again, I'm taking, don't buy yourself just because of my today's comment, because today I'm saying, okay, these are my views are good, but nobody can say, I mean, if something changes after 1 week or 2 weeks, there will be nobody to answer like, okay, these things changes. As on today, yes, CDSL, Havels, and Whirlpool are good enough. Sir, why the share price IOLCP falling despite strong performance? See, IOLCP, that's a cyclical business. Okay, so for any cyclical business, you need to, I mean, it's not a very much fundamentally great, strong company. Rather, for any cyclical business, you need to make a proper exit strategy. Atul Singh asked, how good is IDFC Bank? Again, IDFC Bank as on today, that's good. But again, if something changes after 2 weeks, then I'm afraid there will be no one to, I mean, update you. Nobadun Haldar mentioned, Dada, তোমার bookটা কি করে order করবো? So you can order my book from Amazon. If you can search, visit amazon.in and search Prasenjit Paul or share market books, stock market books. My book will come within the on the first page itself. Mm, then Sanjeev Sen asked, IEX share view, is it multibagger? See, IEX is also one of my portfolio stock, and as I share in my follow my portfolio, I share my buy and also the sell. Whenever I sell, I'll share that. So if you want to get updates, like if you want to know when I'll sell IEX, then you can check out this follow my portfolio. Otherwise, IEX is a good company. This is why currently that's one of my portfolio stock. Then Shayan Karmakar asked something about Tata Power. See, Tata Power is again a cyclical company. It's not a non-cyclical business, so you need to do proper exit strategy, because it's not like that every year the company will grow steadily. For a certain period, it will grow, and after that, it won't. So that you need to take care about. What are the good books for fundamental analysis and finding multibaggers? I have already shared a video in this YouTube channel itself for the book suggestions. Then what is your view on biotechnology sector? Which Indian companies are running ahead in the same? See, there is a good company like as per my opinion, Syngene. The name of Syngene comes first when it comes to biotechnology, although it's not directly related, but that's I mean that's the headed by very able management, so you can check on it. How you can save tax from our profit legally? Okay, yes, you can save tax from your profit legally. There is a concept called tax loss harvesting. What is it? Say for example, like again, that's a very long topic, so I'm attempting to, I mean, share you at short how one can save tax legally. So what is this tax loss harvesting? So for example, in any financial year, like the financial year that has gone, April 2020 to March 21, you have some booked profit, and at March 21 you have some unrealized loss. So on that time, if you book loss and then buy back after 1 day or 2 days, then what will happen? That particular loss will adjust with your previous profit. That will call tax loss harvesting. That's a legal way to reduce your tax liability. Apart from that, there are no other legal ways. And make sure to report your capital gain and loss properly, because from now onwards, government will have direct access on your data. From this year onwards, there are news that in the ITR, automatic capital gain and loss will be auto populated. So don't try to hide your capital gain or loss, because from now onwards, like government has every information automatically. Whenever you are buying or selling, government gets those information via the brokerage house, the Demat service provider. So don't try to hide these things, otherwise you might be in trouble after few years. The next question, sir, please also write book on cryptocurrency. I don't have 100% knowledge on cryptocurrency, so and till now I suggest it's for only for high risk taking investors. Then Shayan Karmakar asked how to do technical analysis. See, it's in live video within half an hour. How can I share how to do technical analysis? Because that's a very huge and vast subject. But yes, there is one of my video which I mentions fundamental analysis and technical analysis difference, what it is exactly. So you can check that video, and also you can subscribe this channel to get my upcoming videos, because in the upcoming I'll suggest some basic principles of the technical analysis and how it helps to take a decision for buying and selling stocks. Then Shayan Karmakar himself put 10-12 queries on how to do technical analysis. Then I have already answered. What's your view on CDSL Havels? How to know merging, demerging, or buying back parent company share was good or bad, like done by JMM Fodler? That was asked by Shopnil. So see, the only way to know is from the BSC notification, from the corporate announcement. Before that, unless and until the company makes in public, there is no way to know these things, unless and until you himself a promoter of a company. Okay, then a question is, do you expect a major correction in the market soon, or is it expected to remain range bound? Good question. Personally, I am not expecting a major correction. Major correction means more than 20% correction in the market. But yes, up to 10% correction, up to 10-15% correction is very normal that we can expect. And I am expecting a range bound kind of market, not very bullish. I don't think the market will, rise very fast. Neither I am expecting a huge correction in the market. Okay, then Rajiv Narayan Tripathi again, he asks multiple question: how increase in dividend yield increase ROE? See, there is no relation between dividend yield and ROE. So these two are separate things. Nobody can correlate, like with the increasing dividend yield, nobody can say ROE will increase. These two are totally separate things, no relation with each other. How to analyze management? Again, Shan Karmakar put 12 question, how to analyze management. In my book that cost only 399 rupees, there is a complete chapter on how to analyze management. Obviously, in my video tutorial series also, you will get how to analyze management. But book is a cheaper option to analyze management, all the things from sitting from the home without visiting the company. All the things you just need is the shareholding pattern, whether the promoter has placed share or not, then tax rate, then dividend history, and then return on equity. With this just 4-5 things, you can get a clear idea on the management quality and also the balance sheet cash flow things. So you can check out my book, which cost only 399. Otherwise, you can also opt for the course. Then Shayan Karmakar, kindly put only one question, because I can see you put so many 12-13 questions on the same topic. Abhishek Joshi asked, can you say something about your recent portfolio? See, I'm already talking about, like someone asked about IEX, Indian IEX company. So that was one of my recent portfolio addition. Apart from that, so all my portfolio transactions are there in my follow my portfolio service. If it seems expensive, so then there is another option, like in YouTube, from 399 per month, you can get the same monthly high quality stock. Recently, back in February 21, I had suggested CDSL within this YouTube membership option. So that stock CDSL is also doing very good, irrespective of the overall market situation. So personally, in my portfolio right now, more and more stocks are from the pharma, specialty chemical, like this platform business, like this. So there are no such companies. Those are in the cyclical segment in my personal portfolio. Then Piyush Kumar asks, sir, please make a video on how to read annual report, balance sheet, cash flow statement, and all. See, these videos are already there, because as these are very long videos, so these are already there in my complete course. But in YouTube, keep following. I might publish few videos on few of the points. Now someone asks, Rajiv Narayan Tripathi, sir, what's your Instagram username? Well, in Instagram, I don't post any kind of share market related things. Rather, I use it's a kind of like my travel blog. Okay, if I find suitable, then I'll share on later, because that's not something related to stock market. The Instagram I don't use for the stock market thing. Bipin Tandon asked, Lancer container is undervalued, uski value kab unlock hogi? See, it's undervalued or overvalued. It's all about the market. They need to decide whether it's undervalued or overvalued. But yes, as I mentioned earlier, Lancer container still I am holding, as I believe the company has good potential in the coming days. What's your opinion on Gujarat Themis? It has dipped a lot. Should we hold? Okay, so I have mentioned earlier about the Gujarat Themis. See, in Gujarat Themis, if you follow the corporate announcement, first of all, personally, I'm still as on current date, I'm still holding the stock. So for Gujarat Themis, if you look at the corporate announcement, the company did maintenance work, a plant shutdown for maintenance and upgradation work from January to something mid March. So obviously this January to March quarter result will come bad, because for most of the times out of this 90 days, for most of the times the company remained non-operational. So the result will be bad. But after that, from June quarter onwards, I'm interested to look what kind of result the company published on June quarter onwards. So based on that, then I'll take the decision. But as of now, it is on the hold, and the price is corrected. Maybe because of the fact, because in January to March quarter result, the result will be bad. There won't be enough profit growth because the plant remains shut for a longer period. Okay, so bias 002 mentions, sir, most of the stock which you gave as strong fundamental stock are in high valuation. What has to do as an investor? See, I don't think whenever I am suggesting or whenever I am covering on a particular stock, be it a stock of the month or follow my portfolio, so I don't think those are on high valuation. So if it comes as a high valuation, then while I will cover on that particular stock. So based on the reported numbers or whatever you find, maybe PE ratio or whatever, that might look at high valuation, but originally they are not. So that's why I have shared those stocks. So again, but at the end of the day, it's your decision whether to buy or not based on that. But yes, whatever the stock that I am sharing in the stock of the month video or stock of the month YouTube membership post, those as per my view are not on a high valuation, rather on a reasonable valuation zone. Which site is best for shortlist stocks? Okay, you can shortlist stocks from Money Control, or you can do it in Screener, you can do it on Stockage. So there are many such stocks. Okay, then Murugesh asked, what is your current view on KP Energy? Well, KP Energy I won't add right now. I'm holding, but I won't add more. That again, that coverage on the small cap multi-bagger potential stocks, I do monthly video on YouTube membership channel. Then someone asked, do you invest in cryptocurrencies? No, I don't invest in cryptocurrencies. When we are expecting second book from you, eagerly waiting. Okay, you can expect by the end of 2021. And another thing, as I mentioned earlier, the existing book translation work is going on. Very soon, the book will be published in Hindi, Marathi, and Bengali language. Then Gujarat Themis I have already covered. Is the purchase by the promoter is a good indicator of entering a company? Yes, promoter purchase is a very good indicator for any company. What is the best way to value a company? Denge, I didn't understand your question. Then someone asked which book you are writing right now. Okay, basically two books are in work in progress mode. I'll notify an appropriate time once some draft is ready. How FII buying impact price of a stock? FII purchase are generally considered as a positive, and it helps for the stock price appreciation. Just an announcement, like if you have any Bengali questions, like বাংলায় শেয়ার মার্কেট লাইভ আমি 8টা থেকে আজকেই 8টা থেকে করব। So if you have any Bengali questions, or if there is any Bengali audience, then you can ask me on that live session which is scheduled from যেটা আজকে রাত্রির 8টা থেকে হবে। Then when to sell a stock? I have an YouTube video covering when to buy and when to sell a stock. Kindly do watch it. Then someone, thanks for giving such a beautiful video tutorial series. It helps me a lot. Thank you. It really feels great when someone appreciate this tutorial effort. Could you please explain the Positive and negative side of issuance of preferential share. See, preferential share, the negative side is, first of all, it dilutes the overall equity base. And the positive side, if the preferential shares are offered at the higher price to the promoters or to some external investor, then it normally, shows the confidence of a company. Then the negative side, it dilutes the equity base. Amir Mishra asked, what are the top 3 fundamental analysis points to be considered while selecting a stock? Okay, good question. So top 3, if you ask the top 3, I'll suggest the top 3. First is return on equity, second is debt to equity ratio, third is cash flow, and then will come the profit growth and sales growth number. But before profit growth and sales growth, one need to check the balance sheet strength, cash flow strength of a company, so that even if some bad time comes, that company can sell through. So for that, return on equity, debt to equity ratio, and cash flow number, these are the 3 things that one should analyze first. Okay, Murugesh mentioned, if I subscribe your membership at the end of the month, I supposed to get the stock list that you recommended previous month. Yes, whenever you subscribe, you can get in the YouTube membership. Whenever you subscribe, you will get all the past stocks, like whatever. Say for example, whenever a person subscribe today, he will get the stock that I have covered on the previous month and previous to previous and all. How to pay tax? Someone, Dhiraj Bora, mentioned, please keep the price of the new book under 500. Surely I'll do that. Mihir Dhali, because see, the purpose is to reach as many readers as possible, because, and that's why my attempt will remain to price the book at a reasonable level. How to pay income tax? Mihir Dhali asked, how to pay tax on profit making from share market during ITR filing. That you need to, there is a separate section or called capital gain or loss. So you need to put your details over there and pay tax. Otherwise, I'll suggest to take an help from an chartered accountant. And what I'm hearing that from this current year onwards, the capital gain or loss will be auto populated. So you don't need to manually calculate capital loss or gain. So that will come auto populated, and all you need to do is the pay tax. How long for you to become financially independent, and when can we expect new book? Okay, how long for you to become financially independent? It's a journey of 7-8 years. After that, my passive income, like from the books and from all other sources, passive income was and also the dividend income and all covered my active expense. So, and when can we expect new book? By the end of 2021, by the end of this year. What is ESOP? Is it good or bad for investors? ESOP is good. Normally, it's considered good for investors because ESOPs are not a thing that dilutes the equity base a lot. Rather, it motivates the employees to do better for the company. And if the employees do good for the company, then automatically there will be a positive impact on share price. Then Abhishek Joshi, tell me something about ITC. See, ITC something stock. There are a lot of things going around on ITC. Personally, I avoid what I believe. If a stock price, if there is everything is positive about a company, but the stock price is not responding, then I personally stay away from a company, because there are a lot of other companies out there. In ITC, personally, if you suggest me personally, like, is there any point of time you consider? You might consider entering or investing in the stock? Well, if I get a very bullish, if the stock price break out from some previous level, or if until and unless there is something really bullish on the chart, I don't think I won't consider ITC for an investment. Sir, please tell your view on Kanchi Karpuram. Again, Kapoor or camphor, that's an cyclical business. The price of camphor depends on the global market. So at certain point of time, a few months, the price will move up and then the price will keep falling. So again, for this kind of stocks, for such stocks, you need to make proper exit strategy, and you need to monitor the camphor, global market camphor price. How to find if FII are investing on a stock during the quarter itself? Until and unless the FII or someone disclose it, you won't get this data. Okay, Abhishek Joshi asked, what are your views on Motherson Sumi and Infosys? See, Motherson Sumi is a mid-cyclical company, but Infosys is a non-cyclical company. So obviously on any day, Infosys is better than Motherson Sumi. Suvendu Paul mentioned, is Poly Medicare can be bought at this level? Can you please suggest? See, Poly Medicare is one of my portfolio stock that I have purchased back in February 21, and since then the price appreciated a lot. Again, in the live, I can't directly say you buy or sell, and I never suggest an investor to take anyone's direct buy or sell advice. But Poly Medicare, it's and the long-term prospects are great because of the company's PLI scheme, and this is one of the few medical device manufacturer in India, because there are very few companies who manufacture medical device. Polymedicare is one such company, so there are not enough competitors of the company. This is why the future prospects or the long-term view is good, but buying selling is completely based on you. Okay, Arpan Mukherjee asked, what is EBITDA? Did you mention in your book? EBITDA is earning before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization. Mohammad Nurjaman mentioned, is the purchase by the promoter is a good indicator of entering a company? Yes, if every other factors are good, then one can invest. Obviously, promoter purchase shouldn't be your sole parameter. If all other parameters are good, then one can consider the entry of promoter as a good catalyst. Okay. Someone asked query on Bangladesh share market. I'll suggest to wait for my Bengali live. You can ask question over there. The layman asked, dear Paul, you just now mentioned dividend history as a parameter for management quality, but you still have rated companies with zero dividend as a great investment option like Lancer. How do you justify? Well, see, Lancer, Chemcrux, these are the small cap companies. Those are part of the small cap, high potential, multi-bagger potential stocks with huge downside risk. Okay, so if you look my course, this is why it's highly beneficial to take my course. If you look at my course, there are two set of companies. Even in follow my portfolio and everywhere I mentioned, there are two types of company in my portfolio. One is small cap, micro cap, high potential, multi-bagger potential stock. At the same time, downside potential is big. And another set of companies like fundamentally very strong with some steady upside and downside protection. For such companies, steady upside and downside protection, this dividend history and all are applicable. But for microcap stocks, as I'm mentioning, microcap stocks has a high downside potential as well. These things won't work, because for microcap stocks, why a microcap company will offer dividend? Because they microcap companies mostly utilize all of their proceedings in to grow the business. Okay, so you need to understand these two things. Like you can't analyze a microcap stocks at the same way you may analyze a mid cap stock. Okay. Okay, Thangraj, I followed your book tutorial video separately, 3 and 5 minutes test to choose stock. Really amazing work, people like me. Thank you very much. Yeah, thanks a lot. It's really nice to hear such a compliment, because a lot of hard works are there on the tutorial course and book as well. Then someone asks, Alok Kumar Maita, I want to invest 2 lakh in equity for 1 year. Which sector is better to do so? You can stick with pharma, specialty chemical. What is the best debt to equity in your view? Less than anything less than 1, and more than the absolute number, it is the trend. If you find debt to equity ratio of any company is falling, that is better. Okay, so I'll complete the live session. I'll end the live chat within 5 minutes. So now I'm taking some last set of questions. Dr. Prithvi Chatterjee, your view on Abbott India for long-term investment. Abbott is a great company for long-term investment. It also offers some kind of downside protection. It may not generate huge return 2 times, 3 times in 1 year, but that's a great stock offering some downside protection with some upside. So for 4 or 5 years, Abbott India is a good bet. Sir, what are the current leaders in chemical? So in chemical, that's a broad segment. Well, For example, there are companies like alkyl amines, a market leader in particular segment, Vinti Organics in a particular segment. So chemical itself is a huge, and there are multiple leaders. Like then there is Fine Organics, Galaxy Surfactants. So they are the leaders on some sub segment. Okay, then Nilesh Bhagwat, hello. What is the difference between your three service on YouTube channel? There is a video on YouTube. If you click on the join button, the video will explain the difference between 399, 599, and 3599 package. Kindly do check the video. You will get all the answer. Any comments on Gujarat Themis? I have already shared my comments twice in this live. So after the live ends, you can get the recorded version. You can check it once again for getting my comments on Gujarat Themis. Sir, please give your opinion regarding Dabur India share. As a beginner, please suggest me which broker is best for opening. Dabur India, again, a good company, non-cyclical, FMCG, defensive kind of business, a good option for the long term. As a beginner, which broker is best for opening Demat and trading account? Lowest charge, lowest AMC. See, Zerodha is the largest broker, but at the same time, Zerodha charge annual maintenance charge, account maintenance charge. You will find in many of my videos I have mentioned like angel broking or upstocks. You can check on them because currently angel broking don't charge anything for account opening, and the first year AMC is free. Then your views on ITC already shared. Then tax is deducted at the time of selling stock. No, tax is not deducted at the time of selling stock. At the end of the financial year, you need to file it. Then should we invest on Sensex or Nifty index? Yeah, like if you don't want to do enough research, if you are not interested or don't have enough time on research, so one can consider Nifty 50 index. Right now on Sensex there is no ETF, so you can consider the Nifty 50 ETF. Okay, then thank you, sir. Then your views on Lancer container. I have already shared my views in Lancer container in this video. Then someone asked your views on CAM scams. Yeah, that's a good platform business. So there is a business strength, so one can consider. How to invest during high inflation? Stick with defensive companies like FMCG at the time of high inflation. Companies like the real estate segment, infra segment, they will do bad, but FMCG, pharma, they will do good. So if there is a scenario like high inflation comes, stick with pharma, FMCG, and all. View on TCS, that's obviously a great stock, leader in the IT sector. Which is better, ETF or mutual fund? I have already mentioned in this video. So okay, now most of the questions on so what's your view on IDFC First Bank? Again, I have mentioned. Then what is the number of stocks you recommend in your portfolio? Shubhendu Paul asked. As many stocks you can track properly. For example, for me, I can track easily 20, 25 or maybe 30 stocks. So for me, there is no issue. But if you think you can properly track up to 10 stocks or up to 12 stocks, you should keep it within, stay within that number. So the proper number of portfolio stock depends on your personal tracking capability. Then view on IEX, I have already shared view on IEX. View on Dixon Tech. Okay, see Dixon, that's a great company. I mean the future, the future potential, or what I say, the growth potential is great, but the valuation is on the higher side, so you need to be careful to invest in Dixon. Okay, this is the last question. Murugesh K asked, in Gujarat Themis shareholding pattern are combined three separate companies. If the company perform well in future, if there is any chance of promoter get, so who take the right decision in company? No, there is a separate management in Gujarat Themis Biosin, so there is no such thing. But yes, if the company do exceptionally well, then some better company might acquire, and if the better company will acquire, then that will be a good for shareholder. Okay, so that's it as on today for the live session. Now most of the queries that I am getting are the repetitive queries, so I'll request after the live session ends, the recorded video will be available in YouTube, so you can check the recorded video from 8 p.m. onwards. There will be a Bengali live session on share market question. যদি আপনাদের বাংলায় কোনো প্রশ্ন করতে interested হন আপনারা আসতে পারেন. So here I am ending the live session. Stay safe and happy investing.